Hi Virgo, welcome to your December 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Okay, 2 cards. Been getting a lot of swords lately with different signs with recent readings, not just for December, but and swords can be conflict, but also, a lot of communication. And recording this the day before Mercury turns direct in November, I can see how communication may be an issue in some cases, where in December things start to feel like they're flowing again if you felt like being shut out in some way. That's another card I've been getting. I'm just going to pick an additional card because I keep getting that card. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, it seems to me that there is, there may be a few challenges, but it looks to me like you're in a good place, Virgo, in terms of what is going on here. So, let's see here. The heart of the matter, I did get 2 cards coming out, which doesn't happen too often, but I wanted to honor it. 2 swords card, 6 of swords, ace of swords. I'm going to just hold it up individually. 6 of swords, leaving behind maybe a tense situation, an inharmonious situation in your life. This can be obviously in any area of your life. It could be leaving a job. There are some cards here that suggest work-related matters, but if this is in your home life, you may have had a situation where you felt you didn't do so until you felt financially self-sufficient. I often wonder if the 9 of Pentacles is specifically tied to Virgo. Pentacles is earth energy. And so there's a practical concern before you leave. So even with even with the job situation, it's not just like, I quit, okay, now what? Now what do I do? You have like something either lined up, or you have money in the bank, or something like that. The other card I got for the heart of the matter is the Ace of Swords, and this is, new beginnings that are coming from a situation that you had to gain clarity on. So it's like that aha moment, like, oh wow, this is what it's all about, and that sometimes can cause you to release the attachment to it. Even people that who may be in like these on-again, off-again relationships, if you ask the person what finally made them leave for good, they must have had one of those moments where they just realized that the fantasy didn't work anymore, and they just like, wow. And you know what? It's a great day, because you can move forward finally. When you're back and forth, you're in a holding pattern, right? So it makes sense that it would feel like a release, like you're free from this situation that is probably eating you alive, bit by bit. The higher message is the Queen of Wands. This is about taking charge of your life in a very confident way, but not in an arrogant way. Even though, this is fire energy, and fire energy is often thought of as arrogant. I'm a sun and fire sign, so I can say that without dissing fire signs. You being a Virgo, you may feel like that's not your place, but we all have human dignity, regardless of what our personality types are like. And if you were in a situation where it wasn't being respected, then that's how you show your self-respect, is by the willingness to leave a situation that is not serving you at a basic level. You know, even at a basic level, it might not be serving you. And whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, and sometimes you will see a pattern of somebody who tolerates poor treatment, where it is in all areas of life. So this is kind of like a pattern that has to be broken. And part of it is, I think with the Queen of Wands, it's a sense of seeing yourself in an elevated light, seeing yourself as somebody worthy. And think about royalty, how they carry themselves. Well, I'll just, I won't make a comment about modern royalty, but I'm talking about the concept of what royalty is, where somebody's being put, as the pinnacle of the human, being. Maybe this is more in the olden days, I guess, because we can see people's faults way too easily today. But just that the symbolism of it. And so a lot of you are women who are watching this. Treat yourself like queens. Regard yourself like queens. What crosses you is the Three of Cups. This is a card, to me, the first thing I thought of was flying monkeys in the workplace. And these can be, because remember, this is not in the upright position. In the upright position, this card, I'm saying, because I'm reading this as a challenge. Excuse me. And in the upright position, this is just like celebrating, socializing, and it's like nice, and it's light, and it's fun. In the reversed position, these people are not your friends. They may act like your friends or frenemies. They may act, even in the workplace, they may act like they care about you, but they're really talking behind your back. Now, when I see like multiple people like that, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that must be so horrible to have somebody talking behind my back, like several people talking amongst themselves behind my back, then I think about it and I say, what does that say about them? Why should I be afraid of somebody doing that when that's the best that they can do with themselves at this point? So it's really indicative of them. It has nothing to do with you. And so in these types of situations, you may feel kind of like persecuted even. Like you're being treated as if you're the bad guy. There's something wrong with you, that they have to talk about you. And really, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with their own pettiness. And you shouldn't buy into their, stuff about you. And don't like question yourself because of these people. If this is a personal relationship that you're thinking about leaving, the Three of Cups can be somebody who is womanizing, cheating, but not just, when I say womanizing, because there's several women in the picture, not just having an affair with a specific person because there's an emotional attachment. This person has a compulsive need to have multiple affairs because they obviously are trying to bolster their self-esteem. The cups can suggest that there is also a drinking problem underlying this, and so it creates a weakening of resolve. And I think about Pisces, which is your opposite sign. Not sure if this card, is connected to Pisces. I've never heard that. But the reason I say Pisces specifically is because Pisces tends to, go, be influenced by the environment that they're in. But I'm also thinking like of a Gemini. It was the same thing, that chameleon, the immutability, being able to adapt to their circumstance. And maybe, that song, Love the One You're With, being very oblivious to the fact that there's such a thing as loyalty. Like, loyalty is just this quaint notion to some of these people. It doesn't mean that they're evil people. They may just be like scoundrels, where they just have that side to them that they feel like they have to express. And they may be very charming. They may be kind-hearted in a lot of ways, but it's torturous to you. In the workplace, again, seeing the truth of the situation, if you believed in people, I really feel, obviously I'm editorializing here, but I really feel that the workplace is not, that it shouldn't be regarded, the people in the workplace shouldn't be regarded as close friends. Now, there totally may be exceptions to that, but I think that when you mix the two, it can create these sorts of scenarios just by virtue of human nature. And it's unfortunate, but some people have a very survivalist mentality when they're in the workplace, and they will, they get very, strange about being, employed. Maybe they're just afraid of not being employed, so they may do things that are underhanded because they're trying to, or just even like a little bit not okay, sketchy, because they're trying to ensure that they keep their job. And so even if they have a twinge of their conscience flaring up, they still may justify it in their mind because they feel like the ends justify the means. What's coming in is the Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. I always love to see this card because it's like everything is going to work out and you're going to win in the end. That you're going to get your needs met and then some. So whatever is going on here, whether it's like the workplace or in your love life, it's all good. Your cup runneth over, it's all good. And, wish fulfillment. And, another thing too about leaving, going back to the Six of Swords, is that sometimes when you step out in faith, the universe, I think, responds in kind. And the key word is in faith. If you are contemplating leaving a situation and you are petrified, then it might not be a good time to do it. Unless it's just a very, very toxic situation where you can't stand it a minute more. But if you are in a situation where you're just kind of like, well, I could probably stick it out, then who knows? Maybe that's something that you should do because it might be better for you in the long run if you don't have anything lined up and you just are a little bit up in the air. So I don't say it like that, but I just think that sometimes it's time. And there's no question in your mind, but you're still just a little bit afraid. And you can find that the universe is like, yes, you made the right choice. What's coming in is represented by the Ten of Wands. This is, that's what's coming in. This is the outcome. Ten of Wands, the the burden of success, according to an author that I enjoy, Anthony Lewis, Tarot Plain and Simple. The burden of success. The burden of success is having to work hard. Maybe some of you have your own business. Maybe that's what the Queen of Wands represents to you. And you're getting a very good response. You just have to work your butt off. That's all. So I picked a clarifying card for that. And I got the Chariot, which is the card of victory. So victory is at hand. It's just a matter, and this is the thing, marshaling your forces. Maybe you realize that you had to stop worrying about what people are saying, what people are doing, and just do you. And that's sometimes the as the saying I've picked up lately, the way out is in. Not looking for recognition in the outer world, just doing you, following your dreams and letting the chips fall where they may. And it looks like you're raking in the chips too. Okay, Virgo, that's what I have for you. If you would like to look at 2020 or other types of astrological readings, love readings, what have you, please check me out at rainamoonastrology.com. The link is in the description box. Take care. Bye.